We live, everybody?
Kimmel is losing by 13. I'm
Real.
kidding.
What is up, people of the internet? It is me, Real American, back in with a new stream, and for the first time in, oh gosh, it's been a couple months, right? It's been a couple months since we do
We're doing a nightly
yeah,
stream.
a
Yeah,
nightly stream. Wow.
it's that time of the year again. All right. Today's the prediction stream for the big day tomorrow.
Yeah, a lot to get
Wait, it's
to.
a prediction? It's a
What?
prediction stream?
Yep, it's
How do we
predictions.
predict what? How do we predict 3 races?
Well, I mean, we're
We're
going
mainly
to. We're going to
predicting
talk
the big
about them,
one,
see what's
but
happening, because there's a lot of bullshit going around. So there's a lot to get to today. Sorry, Chad, I gotta post a stream link for Twitter. Hold on. Live now.
Real
we'll start with
American
some.
doesn't care about his audience.
What do you
We'll
mean
start
by
with some
that?
minor. We'll start with
I'm
some
kidding.
minor news. I got in a Twitter fight with Alan West,
Did you actually?
like a very brief one.
Yeah, Alan West told everyone to stop doing business with Red Eagle politics because Red Eagle was telling people not to donate to the guy running against Jasmine Crockett.
Are you serious?
Yeah.
Can you send this to me?
Yeah, I'll send the tweets,
Alright.
the initial tweets.
Now, before we get into it, everybody, don't forget to like, subscribe, share with your friends, and of course, join the channel today. These are all great ways to support the daily content, and if you have any questions, concerns, comments, or just want to support the channel even further, best way is sending super chats via the chat. Again, I read through as much chat as possible, but usually super chats best to get your questions answered. Already got a super chat to read. K cover 5. Wisconsin Democrats, let's gerrymander the map so we always win. They still did win in 2024. Wisconsin Democrats, let's do it again for democracy. That's real. That is real. Gosh, this is actually a real thing?
Yeah.
So, okay. What did he say about Red Eagle? What?
Okay, let me read the whole tweet. I started the Guardian Fund nearly 15 years ago to support military and minority conservatives running for Congress. I did so because of my experience in the 2008 election cycle with the NRCC, who refused to provide any support. We still garnered 45.3% with only $550,000. Today, I was informed that a NRCC-approved consultant, Red Eagle Patriots, who does not work for the NRCC, by the way, is sending out messages to top donors asking them not to support Sheldon Daniels, a veteran in his quest to unseat Jasmine Crockett in Texas 30. As chairman of the Dallas County GOP, this is infuriating. As a minority veteran myself and former congressman, this pisses me off. I'm calling upon NRCC Chairman Rich Hudson to cut ties with his jackass consultant immediately and personally offer his support to Sheldon Daniels. President Donald Trump has provided an opportunity for Republicans to engage in our urban population centers, the greatest evidence of leftist ideological incompetence and failure. Jasmine Crockett is a walking testimony of such. Sheldon Daniels is a fine young man, and only an idiot would send out messages undermining his campaign. Steadfast and loyal.
What the actual
So
fuck?
basically, he's the Dallas County GOP chairman. Dallas County has not won red in decades. He's basically begging the NRCC to financially support.
You gotta be kidding me. Are you freaking, this
Yeah.
is real?
Yeah.
Are you
So
shitting me?
So I responded to him saying, basically just asking if he wanted the NRCC to waste money on a D+50 seats, telling him good luck holding the house with that mentality, which is true. And then he quote tweeted me. I'll send the tweet here.
Oh my, he's engaging with real text. No offense, but you have like how many followers on Twitter?
6,000 followers.
Yeah, 6,000 followers, and he posts this shit.
He probably thinks I work for the NRCC as well.
Yeah, we'll work for the NRCC secretly. It's a grand conspiracy.
So then he tweets at me. Democrats are putting lots of resources into 2 special election congressional districts that Trump overwhelmingly won in Florida. I am kind of glad I never served in combat with the defeatist mentality being exposed here. Heck, America and Texas would still be colonies of England and Mexico with this type of loser attitude. God knows we would have never failed on June 6, 1944. Perhaps he also studied the Joshua Lawrence Chamberlain at Little Round Top.
What
He's
the
basically saying that we'd be speaking German if it weren't for you guys.
What the actual fuck am I reading? This is actually Alan West. The Alan West. And he's saying this crap. Oh my god. What the hell? And hey, John joined. Welcome to hell.
Hey, John.
No.
We're talking about Alan West, the Dallas County GOP chairman. So, by the way, so Alan West is actually a carpetbagger. I should mention that.
Wait, hold on. He's a carpetbagger.
That makes a lot of sense.
Yeah, so Alan West, so like I said, right now he's the chairman of the Dallas County Republican Party. He was the chair of the Texas Republican Party from 2020 to 2021 for about a year. Before that, he was a member of Congress for one term in Florida.
This is freaking retarded. I'm sorry. Excuse my French.
Yeah, in Florida's 22nd. This is 2011 to 2013, so different map, but yeah. And he was also born in Georgia. So.
I'm sorry, but like Alan West is retarded. If this is what he believes, I'm sorry. No offense, but dude, are you freaking serious? Okay, let's explain what's the difference. For starters, Democrats are not winning those districts. They're not. All right, I don't give a shit what those people on Twitter are saying. That Michael Pruser, the race is gonna be closer than Wisconsin. He's full of shit, guys. What's gonna happen is Randy Fine's gonna win by like 8 points, but laugh at these people. It's closer because of low turnout, which we've gone over how many times now? How many years at this point have we tried to explain to people that it's turnout? And these idiots still don't get it. The reason Democrats are doing better in Florida is because, hey, no one's voting, at least before Trump got involved, and suddenly everyone's voted. All right.
Let's get to the point here. He's defending he's basically saying he's defending us spending money in a D+50 district by saying that Democrats are doing the same thing in Florida.
Who gives a shit?
So like, Democrats are doing the same thing, so why can't we? Yeah,
no,
the difference is,
the whole thing. The difference is that we're actually competent. We're actually competent.
Here's the thing: Democrats are retarded for spending money in those districts. The difference is, though, is we get to sit back and laugh when they do it.
Yeah, don't freaking do. Did these idiots not learn from 2020? Remember Klasik or Joe Collins? Yeah, we're in downtown LA and freaking Baltimore. We're gonna totally win. They lose by 50, and that costs us a house.
If Alan West was chairman of the NRCC at that time, those districts would have been on the target list.
Dumbasses. Now, again, I want to clear up one thing. I'm not against the idea of running candidates in these districts and make it more... I understand that theory. Like, you run people in these districts and, yeah, you're not going to win, but it helps up and down the ballot. I get that, but, guys, don't spend... I swear, if we spend freaking $100 million in this race, we lose by 40, I'm going to lose my shit. I swear.
All right. My prediction
it's money. This is the whole reason this is a problem, and this is why I don't like the comparison he made. He made a comparison to the Mexican-American War. And look, during the Mexican-American War, we were going up against a professional army. We were going up against, kind of European-style military, and sometimes our guys, they weren't the most organized. Okay, yeah, that's true. But like what I'm saying, my point is like he's trying to say just because we had a bit of a chaotic kind of way of taking Texas in the Mexican-American War, that like that's going to equate to wasting a bunch of money in a D+50 district. It's like not the same thing. Like the thing that I think that should happen in D+50 districts, if we're going to do it, is that we take a couple of key districts and then we try out experimental strategies and then share the information with the rest of the Republican Party.
Exactly. My theory is run everywhere because it helps up and down the ballot. So if you lose by like 80 points, it's like not good.
Well, right, but like try out new stuff, like try implementing different voter approach strategies. Like Charlie Kirk had massive success with his GOTV operation specifically because he targeted different demographics of people. How about we try targeting those demographics in some of these D+50 seats, and instead of like worrying about winning the race, let's just see like who can outperform the most in like a seat that we're like guaranteed to lose with like limited budget. Yeah. Like that's actually a really smart thing to do. And then you can apply the strategy to districts you actually could win. And then you pump money into those. Like that's what you would do, right?
You're talking Republican Party. You need like 2 brain cells to do that. So
let me point out comparisons here. So in 2020, Kim Klacik raised $8.3 million according to the FEC. I think she rated pretty highly among House candidates. What's up, Tyrone?
All right.
Tyrone,
back
did you hear about the
back to-
fight between me and Alan West?
Oh, I just fucking got back from school like 2 hours ago,
All
and I
right.
have not.
I got
my
some super chats to catch up to. Rodallo for 5. Have you heard the Democrats lose their minds about the SAVE Act, saying it would ban women for voting or some nonsense like that? Yeah, I don't know what they're talking about. It literally just says immigrants
ban
can't-
women.
Ban women. Oh gosh.
Hashtag I'm against her.
Oh gosh, I'm against her. The Notorious Nathaniel for 5. I'm so happy that people racing on a race we can't win instead of races that we have a chance to win. We should focus on New Jersey before Dallas. Exactly! Freaking New Jersey's a couple months. We can win that race, but no, we have to spend $50 million in downtown Detroit or Dallas.
Okay, but like, here's the thing: is like we have we have fading strongholds. We have like multiple across the country. It's not a D+50 seat in Texas we need to worry about. Like, put resources into those counties that we're really worried about in like Georgia or Wisconsin or like like North Carolina. Build up the base in there because we actually need those states for the general. So why not be working really hard in those states that we're worried about, like losing counties in? And then also, if we want to go on the attack, New Jersey, I'm totally for that. I'm totally for all of that. But like, we're just like, this is just really stupid way to spend our money. This is just a really dumb way to spend our money.
Oh yeah, and Joe Collins in 2020 against Maxine Waters, $10.6 million.
Holy shit! So those two idiots raised like 19 million. How many seats we lose the House by? How many seats was it, like 3?
Something like that,
And-
six or something.
Can somebody look up how many House seats were within like 2 points? Because I remember 2020, there was a bunch of close races. They were within like 10 votes or whatever. Someone look that up because I mean, swear.
Even the Senate,
the Senate. Freaking, it would have been enough for Purdue to avoid a runoff.
Both Kim Klacik and Joe Collins single-handedly cost us both the House and Senate.
All right, K-Cup for 5. So Milwaukee polls at 3 a.m. despite the state being 98% of the vote in, and Schimmel's up. What legal action could happen? We call Laura. I'm not speculating any of that. I'm not gonna speculate on that.
Well, what's probably going to happen here is we're going to lose the House because this guy running against Jasmine Crockett sucks up like $8 million that could go in literally anywhere else.
Well, this is slightly different than Eric Hovde's seat, right? Eric Hovde, he tried to look into it, and then he decided to not be Carrie Lake, and then very respectfully kind of bowed down, right? But like in this situation, this affects the entire country, so why not have Pam Bondi go after these people if funny business happens?
That's what I'm saying. It's like Pam Bondi, she could prove herself. If Milwaukee polls her usual shit, which let's cut the shit they do every freaking time.
Even Marcus Flowers got almost $17 million.
Gosh,
I'll warn people tomorrow. If this race comes down the wire and Hovde is up by like 4 points with 95% reporting, don't be surprised if he falls below. I'm not saying that that's going to be
because it's always freaking Milwaukee. It's always it's the West Side, right?
Downtown, it's the north.
Yeah,
north. It's the absentee ballots.
Yeah, it's always
suspiciously dropped.
The north side of Milwaukee is where all the black people live.
It's always northwestern Milwaukee.
But one of the things we're hearing about with the DOJ is that we're like low on resources, in particular for like these cases we're trying to litigate with all of the district judges. But this is like, we pulled up litigants, attorneys to work for us last year on the campaign in the 2024 election. So the DOJ should have contacts directly to people they could hire special prosecutors to completely go in the weeds with this case. Because we got a ridiculous number of lawyers last year. So why can't we do that? Why can't we do that and then have it just like make sure that everything's clean? It goes along with Trump's executive order. It goes along with what Congress wants to do. Like it would be the Republican Party working as like a whole organism for once. It's like in conjunction with one another.
Speaking of executive order, some breaking news here. With Kid Rock by his side, Donald Trump has signed an executive order to crack down on predatory entertainment ticket scalping.
Yeah.
Interesting.
I was listening to this when I came in. I was at the dog park before I got on the stream. And I had come back and I was listening to the executive order going through. Basically, Kid Rock wants to sell his tickets for lower, but the algorithms and the bots and the scalpers and everything, they really get in the way and obstruct it. So the executive order is supposed to encourage or kind of force the ticket selling websites, which they've already spoken to. They've already spoken to like the heads of the ticket websites, and they're trying to get them to basically report any time that they have bots like doing stuff and then essentially invalidate like algorithmically based purchases so that like normal people can get low price tickets instead of having to buy them from scalpers. It's pretty cool.
Yeah. All right. It's one of those things where it's like, how are people gonna react to that? Are people gonna say like, "Oh no, we can't do this because socialism" or some crap like that? How will people actually respond to that?
How's
Uh,
anybody gonna complain about this? I mean, like, aren't there like a billion Swifties on the
Yeah.
Democrat Party side? Like,
So
Yeah.
they're
how
gonna
are
be
they gonna
against us now.
complain?
Watch. They're gonna say, "No, we got to shield for the corporations."
We stand with scalpers.
My dedication to Taylor Swift is embodied by the $800 I pay for a ticket every time.
Yeah, and get like the shitty seats. You get the seats you can't even see anything. All right. So I think it's time we get into the big discussion of today. Well, there's actually 3 big topics: Florida, Wisconsin, and Liberation Day tomorrow, or 2 days. A lot to get to. So let's start with, I think, the most insignificant. Oh, what?
Oh, we're going into predictions now.
Well, we're not doing predictions yet, but I want to start with Florida. So for those that live under a rock, there are 2 Florida congressional races tomorrow. The Florida 1st and Florida 6. Now, we're winning Florida first. So guys, we're winning Florida first.
Yay.
But
my hot take is Randy Fine's gonna win, but we're gonna lose the Matt Gaetz one.
how?
What?
What?
How?
Because
Are you
we're-
retarded?
No, it's because Matt Gaetz did some PDF stuff, I was told, so it's gonna.
Oh,
But
yeah,
it's
yeah.
not Matt Gaetz running, it's Jimmy Petronas. I know.
Oh, but it will
I
still
know,
hurt
but,
him.
like,
I don't know.
Yeah,
His opponent's name is Gay, which means as in don't say gay, so they're gonna win.
Bro, they think they're gonna win Pensacola with like a gay candidate. Really? Is that genuinely their belief?
Yeah.
If I have a
Yes.
gay, never mind. It's gonna be solid R.
All right, but
You know
Florida,
what's funny,
so-
Matt? You know
I'm
what's
playing.
funny? Matt Gaetz actually won. I mean, well, actually, no way. Actually, now I have my night. But
My hot take though is I think that Randy Fine's gonna win by a lot bigger than people
I
think. I
will
think
laugh
like
hysterically if it's by like 20 or something. He's not going to,
I
but
think
like,
I think he's probably gonna get double digits because people will see the Democrat candidate. They'll think he's oh, this guy seems cool, and then they go to the booth and they realize he's a Democrat, and it was like, oh yeah, never mind, and then they just
well, there's something about the
Randy Fine.
Democrat's a freaking nut job. Did you guys see the stuff that came out about him the
Yeah,
past day?
yeah. So there's a bunch of scandals that came out about him.
he's
Apparently,
like a
teachers
socialist, dude.
did some-
Like,
He's a gay Muslim. Enough said.
Oh, like,
He's,
here's a
no,
question. I
he's
have.
a Muslim convert.
Whatever.
He converted to Islam.
I have a question for you guys because you guys know more than me about this election Twitter stuff. So when you have an off-year race, does the crowd typically trend older than during general election years? I would assume, right?
I believe so.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it's usually
yeah.
way older.
Yeah. So if it's way older, the Republicans that are going to vote in this race are really tolerant of the hammer of Zion. So it's like, okay, like it's the younger Republicans, like kind of near our age, that are deeply uncomfortable with like Randy Fine's comments, but like those older people, those boomers, they're like saying very similar things at the bar, like throwing back a whiskey and being like, I want the party of Reagan. Like that kind of thing. They're
Those are probably
completely
the
fine with
kind
this.
that are
I
perfectly
never
fine
thought
with,
about that because like this elector's be a lot older, so having the
Yeah,
hammer of
those are the kinds of
Zion,
people.
I don't know.
Those are the kinds of people that are probably perfectly fine with nuking Palestine. But
I didn't think about that. Wait a minute. Randy Fine
Well,
might be cooking.
you gotta remember too, this is an R+30 district in the South. This is not like a swing district. You
Oh,
gotta
yeah.
remember that.
Well, I remember Michael Prusser, who, like, again, he does a lot of good stuff, but sometimes this shit comes through. He's like, the Florida 6 will be closer than Wisconsin. It's like, dude, are you...
No.
How?
No.
And this, like, first of all, the mail-in vote right now is R+9 in Florida into 6. R+9.
Yeah. At that point, that's probably guaranteeing a double-digit victory.
Yeah, because on election, what's gonna be election day? Oh my gosh! I mean, because remember, it was like, wasn't like R+1 a week ago
Oh,
or
sorry.
something?
Yeah. So Red Eagle's prediction, I
Yeah, it's
believe,
gotten
is
way better as the election.
Well, because Trump talked about it, and others said, "Hey, we have a race in Florida," and suddenly Republicans voted. What's gonna be election day like?
So, Red Eagles' prediction is Randy Fine by 11.
What is it?
Randy Fine by 11 is his prediction.
I agree. I think it's. I'm saying it's like the Republican because you get that chance that maybe some bullshit happens where it's like, oh, 5 people vote, which I don't think it's gonna happen. I mean, the early vote in Florida 6 is 100,000 people. It's not like it's what was it Ohio like? What was it, Ohio 6? Was it? What was that one house race?
Oh, that
super close?
horrible low turnout one. I forgot about that.
Yeah, Michael Verley. Remember, it's like 10,000. Like I think it was 40,000 people
that was
voted.
funny too, though, because Michael really still barely lost Mahoning. It only went blue by like 0.2.
And he won by like 50 in 2024.
Give me a second. I need to calculate something real quick. So,
all right. Jamal Mashak stand for 5. The name of Allen West's hometown of Florida in Florida's Congress was Plantation. Oh gosh.
yeah, that's I think it's a Miami suburb.
Oh gosh.
Plantation, Florida.
Not a good name to have.
Actually, wait, no, not Miami suburb, Fort Lauderdale suburb.
Oh yeah, John Rose. Unfortunately, I have to ruin your day. That image is doctored, sadly.
Oh, it's fake.
Yeah,
It's
okay.
fake.
Oh yeah, the really fat picture.
Okay.
of Randy
Oh,
Fine, yeah.
Well,
I
the
wish it was
Sims
real.
are trying to make it look real. I mean, they were saying this is a real picture of the Hammer of Zion.
Dude, they're actively endorsing the Democrats.
Yeah, it's like these people are freaking
Sims. They're
hacks.
like,
It's like the Sims are so terminally online that like they have no capacity of thinking for themselves, so they just waited for Ron. Even though Governor DeSantis told them Randy Fine was going to win the race, because he said it's like hey, look, this is a candidate issue. They're like, oh, he's gonna lose. He's gonna lose. These people cannot think for themselves at all. Period. No sentient thought. They just repeat things. It's really funny.
All right, Frankie
Oh,
Jr. for
man.
5. Remember these same people believed Harris had a chance at Iowa? Oh, yeah, I remember. They deleted the predictions. I saved them. I still got to do a video on that. Like the worst predictions of 2024. Because I remember that it's one of those shitty accounts that says high quality polls. I remember they had like Iowa ~R. And like all the swing states like safe Democrat. I remember that. It's like a prominent one, by the way. Not some random Joe you never heard about. It's one that has like 100,000 followers. And like, yeah, Trump's going to lose Iowa or something. All right. K-Cup for 5. Had a job interview with U.S. Venture today. Pray the next steps come soon. I need to leave Channel 5. Our coverage is so biased and awful, just bad. Who's the biggest simp on Twitter? Ooh. Who's the biggest simp?
I don't know.
I don't know. There's some...
Okay,
speaking of polls, we can go over this later.
Oh,
This
all
is
right,
pretty
so
big.
I just calculated this. So the Florida 6 portion of Volusia County, which has Daytona Beach and DeLand, is Trump plus 22.
Holy shit. It's D+1 right now. What the hell?
The entire county, I believe, is oh wait, my bad, actually. No. The the Florida 6 portion of Volusia, not Trump plus 22, Trump plus 17.
All right.
So there
What
is
is the
a slight
district
chance
overall?
you could see Randy Fine maybe losing Volusia, or at least that portion of Volusia. We'll see what happens. My guess is he probably barely wins it, but
all right. Be
We'll
done
find
for
out.
5. Every time you make a video, can X pull off the upset? They lose by 10 points. Praying that cycle stops here. Well, no, it's not a question. I'm just saying like there could be an upset. I'm not saying there will be, but anyways, the thing. All right. It's been too long since I did a
It
rap
does
stream.
seem like there's been a vibe shift over the past couple days, but I'm not gonna.
Yeah.
I don't know. It feels like.
It feels like we're making a lot of progress. I think my concern is that we're gonna get really close, but it's just gonna be like 0.5 or a point off.
All right.
Like
So
that's how it feels to me right now. Like we're gonna lose by like half a point or a point.
If we lose by 0.5, though, I'll be slightly happier because I'll be like, at least we can turn
tried.
our people out now.
yeah, at least we got a turnout operation going now.
okay.
If we
Well,
lose by
I
like
guess
5 or more, I'm gonna feel like shit though because it's like, yeah,
Alright.
we didn't learn anything.
all right. So I guess we're moving on to Wisconsin now.
All right. So final predictions for Florida. What do you guys think?
All right. Patronus.
Fine plus
let me-
15.
Okay. We'll start. Yeah, I'll start with the first. Okay, so Trump. Okay, 2024. It was Trump plus 37. Red Eagle says Patronus by 25. I'm probably just gonna go along with that.
Yeah, I'm saying safe Republican. There's no contest here.
So probably
Yeah.
mid 20s.
I'll put it up at 30, but that's because you guys know I just really I love Patronus's family. His wife is so cool. Yeah, Patronus plus 30.
All right.
There you go.
And then Florida 6. The Hammer of Zion's gonna win. I say likely Republican.
I'm gonna go low double digits, probably about 11 to 12.
Yeah, I mean, there's a chance like he could lose because maybe these Republicans. But again, it's like John brought up. I never thought about the fact that these are older Republicans, so they're gonna be much more pro-Israel.
I also think that that people that probably maybe some Republicans that saw that maybe were kind of fooled by Will's ads are going to see that he's a Democrat and they'll just vote for Randy Fine.
But also, like, think about these boomer Republicans, like, looking at the current state of things. It's like these Hamas protesters, they're like, destroying college campuses, defacing American statues, or like doing all these horrible things. It's like maybe they think that we need a Hammer of Zion in Congress. Like maybe
that would be the case.
We need a Hammer of Zion. I can't.
I think the only other like minor election that's happening is I think there's like the primary for the mayor of Omaha.
What,
Oh
Luke?
yeah, that's coming up, isn't it? Never mind. I'll save it for a bit. But no,
Right.
yeah, Omaha, that's coming up. I know St. Louis, I think, is having their election a week from tomorrow. So there's a lot of elections, I guess.
Yeah, I think this is kind of like the mayoral election season. So
Right.
now the actual Omaha mayor election, I think, is next. I think is in May, but the primary is tomorrow, and it's an MPA race. So I think it's like top 2 wins. It's a top 2 advance. So
okay, so I think overall with Florida first safe Republican, no questions. Florida 6 is likely. There is a chance that he could lose, but I just think Republicans got their act together the past week or so. They realized, oh shit, there's an election in Florida. We gotta get to work. So
okay, so it looks like the two leading candidates for mayor of Omaha are Republicans.
Yeah, but aren't they like the Reagan Republicans? Totally. Surely.
Let me see. Calvin Coolidge Project made an endorsement in this race. So let me go pull it up. He endorsed.
When we talk about Wisconsin, we should talk about the DPI race first.
Yeah, that one I forget. Everyone knows how that's gonna go.
Okay, so Calvin Coolidge Project endorsed Mike McDonald for mayor of Omaha, and he might actually be the front runner in this race. In fact, he's actually endorsed by Dan Osborne, so that's interesting. But he's also endorsed by the Douglas County Republican Party and
so he's probably gonna win.
Omaha Police Union. So it sounds like Mike McDonald is probably going to be
Calvin Coolidge, the Republicans
yeah, the
in Omaha,
Calvin
and
Coolidge Project. Oh my gosh! All right. So
I think he's also actually no, he has not raised the most money, but I think he has the most cash on hand and probably the most endorsements. And you have the Douglas County Republican Party, that's Omaha County. So yeah, I think he's fine. I think McDonald's probably going to get by. Actually, McDonald and Stoddard will probably be advancing. So it might be an R versus R race, actually.
all right, everybody. So I think enough of that. I think we get to the race that everyone's talking about the most, Wisconsin. And
the Wisconsin DPI race between Joe Underly
before we even talk about the Supreme Court race, guys, that race is done. I'm sorry, but she's gonna get absolutely crushed. Well,
the Democrat is winning. Get the joke because they're both Democrats.
Yeah, but the Democrat that's gonna win is actually not. Anyways.
Okay, so how is that? I haven't really heard much about the race, but like, what's the deal?
So basically, Underly is a very awful candidate, and basically her strategy was school choice is bad, and we gotta lower academic standards to have higher test scores. That's what she literally did.
I'm gonna show up at Brian Steele's office on a Sunday and attack him for not having constituent service out.
She's awful, and it's like the other Democrat. Is it Kinzer? Is that you say your name right?
Kinzer, yeah.
Kinzer.
Yeah, she all she had to do was just run as, hey, I'm gonna fix the schools because Underly's worthless. She has done nothing good, and she's gonna lose by like
I think Underly only got 50% or more in the primary vote in 3 counties.
Yeah.
That's
And
Dane, Eau Claire, and then the one where Superior
I
is.
mean, and that was a Democrat primary,
I'll tell
effectively.
you this too: most of the Dems were like backing Jeff Wright in that primary. The only reason I think she won was because there was like a snowstorm that day and there was like horrible turnout. I think that was the main reason. But like Jeff Wright got like a lot of like he didn't get a lot of public support. But like from what I heard, Evers was like privately supporting Jeff Wright, and he's done nothing. I don't even think he's endorsed Underly in the
No.
second round.
She's politically
Meanwhile,
toxic.
too, Kinzer has gotten several like big endorsements, like the former mayor of Madison and the Milwaukee County Journal, not the Milwaukee Journal Sentinel, the Milwaukee County Journal, but they endorsed Crawford and Kinzer. So Kinzer's probably going to win. I don't be shocked if she gets like 40% of Milwaukee County or something crazy like
Yeah,
that.
so I'm gonna say because of very low low ID race, not enough people talk about it. I'm gonna say like it's leaning towards Kinzer. Just the simple fact that anything crazy could happen since it's a very bizarre race. But I do think she's gonna win. I think Kinzer's gonna win fairly easily, but we'll see, I guess. We shall see. All right. Tomato for 5. Rooting for Schimmel, but unfortunately, I don't see it to cope. I'm betting Crawford 4 to 6% or 6 to 8%. Fine by 10 to 15%. The Republican in Florida first by 20 25%. Good bets, mostly. I agree with most of that.
All right, what's y'all's margin for DPI?
I'm gonna say no margin. I'm just gonna say lean because I don't know. It's one of those races that be either down the wire for no reason or be like plus 30. So I'm gonna say my gut is saying like plus 10. It could be a lot lower. I don't know. That's why I'm saying lean. I'm saying
10's a little much, but
I don't.
yeah.
Underly's hated, so I don't know. We'll see.
All right, I'll probably go like lean Republican for not really lean Republican, but you know what I mean.
Yeah, I'm saying lean. I say lean. But all right, I think it's time for the race that everyone gives a shit about because Florida we're winning. What?
I will say too, Polymarket updated their who will win the Wisconsin Supreme Court thing to how much will Crawford win by. So like Schimmel's not even on the board anymore.
That's
okay. So it's probably they're probably like 99-1 now for.
That's stupid. Like, why would you like? That's stupid. You don't know. Like, this is such a low, like a weird race. Like anything could happen. Why? How can you say that? Like, there's no chance that Schimmel could win. I think Crawford's a favorite just because.
Okay. Polymarket actually slows the market up. Crawford's at 86%.
Now we're down a couple percent actually.
Oh no, because when I looked it up, it just said Polymarket. How much will Crawford win by? Maybe that's a different market.
There might be 2 different ones.
All right.
Yeah, because this is what came up when I
different
looked it up.
markets. It looks like the top one is like by less than 2%, and then after that is 8 to 10, which is probably like the Democrats betting on that one.
All right, so I think it's time we get really into the details of it because tomorrow is election day in Wisconsin. This is the most important race in the country by far. There's no doubt about it. And I'm going to say that Schimmel has, I think it's clear Schimmel's narrowed the gap a lot.
We should do a county map prediction as well.
I don't like when you get to county maps because frick, you don't know. One county has like 5 votes and it flips. Like I'm not going to do that. But okay, so
I'll say you will get my official prediction and county map tomorrow when polls close. Because I feel kind of weird predicting it beforehand, given like I work with the so it's going to be released. I have it scheduled to release at poll closing. So
okay.
Yeah, if you follow my Twitter, you'll be able to see my prediction. It's kind of like a race insider.
Yeah, oh gosh, you're an insider. I mean, you are, but all right. So with Wisconsin, so gosh, this is a very tricky race to predict. On one hand, my gut is telling me that something's weird about this race. Like, there's something off about this race. Like, I don't know what it is, but it just. You look at the turnout, and again, turnout is not I want to be clear about this. Just because people are voting doesn't mean everything. But at the same time, right now, all right, according to Nathan Trueblood, who people should go follow, right now, in 2023, the conservative Dan Kelly lost by 203,000 votes. And for early voting, as of now, early voting has gone up by 235,000 votes, or 57%. So yeah, turnout is way high for even just for the early vote. Just the early vote alone is like 57% more. And the biggest gains are Washington, Waukesha, Racine, Kenosha, the Republican parts of the state. So it doesn't mean there's all Republicans, but I do think these voters, they're definitely more to the right or more conservative leaning. So test done for 2. Even I did a map, grow a pair of balls. Well, I'm sorry, but doing a county map for a race like this is just pointless. Because you have like one county with 10 people that vote. And like, you don't know. But all right, so
the least populated county is also like safe Democrat anyway.
well,
so,
it's one of those counties that could flip just because no one votes.
Menominee. Okay.
It can happen. Like some years, it has a weird swing, like 10 points right, just because no one votes. So
if Menominee flips, that's gonna be that would be funny.
yeah.
Um.
All right. So turnout is way high compared to 2023, and we also got the where's it at? Yeah. Yeah. Just look at the raw numbers. What?
Also, yeah, I'll post this in general. You can put this on screen too.
Yeah, I got that up. I pulled that up.
This is, yeah, because this is the thing by counties. So it's like, yeah, Dem counties are only at 86 for strong Dem, 97 for lean Dem, and then 122 for lean rep and strong rep. So
basically, what this guy is doing is looking at the county results in 2024, and it's like, are these areas more Republican, more Democrat? And right now, the Republican areas are voting at not by 1%. They're up by like, what is that, 40%? The strong strong Republican areas? Yeah, 40%.
yeah.
So that's why I'm saying there's just something about this race that doesn't really add up. It's like the Republican areas are voting at extremely high rates. But at the same time, we have Crawford probably winning. Is that just weird for some people to think about? It's like, wait,
Well,
go on.
well, the Dem counties are highly populated. I know you guys know that, but that's just kind of the game we're playing. We're playing with lower population, strong voting counties against maybe a little bit more lazy counties. But of course, again, this is very partisan vote.
Well, the counties
If
with
it's
the biggest increase are the big Republican counties like Waukesha,
Yeah.
Washington, Ozaki, Racine, Kenosha.
I was looking at the tweet that you had on screen earlier, and it does look like that it's still there are still more like total net votes coming in from the Dim counties. Am I reading that wrong?
Oh yeah, so yeah, when you look at the raw votes, it's like it's basically even, but Republicans are down a little bit. So let me pull this up. Where did I put it?
Well, that's what I'm looking at.
There we
And
go.
I mean, if we have a super strong turnout on election day, theoretically we win, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, and it looks like good weather tomorrow. For contrast, in 2023,
23
it was
shit.
thunderstorming the
That was
whole day.
freaking dog shit weather through the entire state.
Now,
Not just
the
one part.
problem
It was the
is
entire
now-
state.
now, the problem though is northern Wisconsin had some weather issues.
Yeah, so there were some weather issues in northern Wisconsin, and Scott Press actually brought this up, and there's some counties that have some issues with electricity, but I believe the RNC has already got involved. I think they said they're gonna sue the county, so they keep it open, or the polls a little bit open more. But yeah, there's 3 counties that have some issues with electricity, and these are Republican areas. These are very Republican, but hopefully the RNC actually does something and sue to keep these areas open for like.
We need some late ballot dumps out of. We need late ballot dumps out of Wausau. Trust the plan.
That's real. All right, it's definitely.
We gotta do what Dems do.
We should. It's turnout versus 2023. That's like saying Harris should be winning since she's outrunning Dukakis. Well, that's not really a dude. Dukakis in the 80s. That's like that's a big difference. But it's like in 2024, I was able to predict the race because of turnout. Because of charts like this. I remember in 2024, I got a lot of shit for it, but this is how I predicted Trump was going to win easily. Just look at the turnout. Again, it's not everything, but yeah. All right. I feel like if it wasn't for the polling Republicans that are performing in special elections, people would be more confident that Schimm will win. Well, it is Wisconsin polling. That's the other thing.
And the
Wisconsin
polls.
polling syndicate.
That's the other thing too.
That's the Trafalgar poll.
Well, yeah, the Trafalgar poll came out, but go on, Luke.
And here's the thing too. if Trafalgar underestimates Schimmel as much as they I'm not saying this is a prediction we should go off of, but I'm just pointing out, if Trafalgar underestimates Schimmel by as much as they underestimate Trump in their final Wisconsin poll, Schimmel would win by 0.3. Is he going to?
Oh, jeez.
Probably not, but
It's
Oh, geez.
why do I
That's
have a
such an
feeling?
anxiety-inducing calculation to make,
You-
Luke. That's such a that's
You know
it's
what,
Like, it's like making me anxious.
Waukesha County should withhold their votes. There, I said it. Go right. Just wait till Milwaukee, because I guarantee you, if Schimmel's up, you're gonna see Milwaukee hold back their votes. I mean, Waukesha and Ozaki, just hold back your votes. What are they gonna do about it? Seriously, what can they do about it? Just, yeah, we're not gonna report anything. Oh, sorry, there's a the weather was bad for 5
here's what I'll
minutes.
say. Waukesha usually reports results pretty quickly. If it is under Schimmel plus 10, call it for Crawford. That's all I'm saying. Call the race for. If Waukesha, when it starts reporting, is under that number, just call it. It's
Plus,
over.
they mean plus
if
20?
it's under Schimmel plus 10. If
Me plus 20?
what?
Because Trump won by 20.
When the because Waukesha reports bluer areas first.
Oh,
but,
yeah,
like,
that's right.
Here's
Yeah.
the thing. Back in 23, when it reported, it was only Kelly plus like 5. If it's under Schimmel plus 10, it's over. That's all I'm saying. And Waukesha.
Oh, yeah, I remember that now. Yeah, it's like, it was like Kelly plus 5.
I think, honestly, just judging based on what we're going to likely see with rural turnouts, if the final margin in Waukesha, if when we get the final numbers in Waukesha and Schimmel is not, if Schimmel is not cracked 60, it's over.
Yeah, he's done. Well,
he needs 60% or more in Waukesha.
I think if he gets like 64 or something, he got the race easily. Hands down, he got the race.
Yeah. But if the final numbers show him at like 59,
I wouldn't say that.
the race is done.
I think he could get 64 and still lose. Just the turnout.
I guess it's possible, but like,
We'll see that.
we'll see. Yeah, we'll see, because like, is he gonna do much? Like, what's gonna happen in Milwaukee? Will Schimmel do better in Milwaukee than Trump? Because that's one thing that's different from 20.
I'm not gonna make.
That's the one thing
I
different.
mean, maybe so with like.
Also, watch Dane, because Brandon Malley has been a fucking beast out there. So watch Dane County.
He's gonna swear.
Like,
I
don't
swear.
be shocked if like Republicans. Because here's the thing. Dane County, the GOP in Dane County raised $200,000 because they hired like a trained fundraiser. That's part of the reason it moved right in 24.
If I swear,
Like there's a lot of investment going into Republicans in Dane County. Yeah.
If that swings,
And
like,
Schimmel's been campaigning there too.
If
Okay,
it's
so go ahead.
If it swings like 5 points Republican and we lose, I'm gonna be so fucking pissed. I swear.
Now,
Yeah, if Dane is under 80%, we're in a very good position. That's what I'll say.
But if Crawford is getting over 80% in Dane,
Oh, he's done. Show's done.
Oh yeah, it's over. It is beyond over.
like even when they get the, I mean, how fast does Dane count? It's not
okay.
Faster than Milwaukee.
Okay, the thing with Dane, that's probably just the resistance that just do it on purpose to see the MAGA. They do it to see the MAGA.
Well,
tiers.
no, it's like because I know they got Milwaukee. That's a truth in it. It's like
we're gonna hold back the numbers because we want to see the MAGA tiers.
I just love how it's always like I'm not even joking. It's literally
Way
always
more
Milwaukee.
people vote by. Way more people vote absentee in Milwaukee. That's why it takes longer.
Yeah, sure.
Than in Dane.
Sure.
I think it's also the black people, I believe.
What is that supposed to mean?
Hey, real Texas.
My favorite demographic got mentioned.
Oh gosh. Okay. But yes, another difference from 2023 is Crawford is not from Milwaukee. All right, she's from Dane County. Protasewicz was from Milwaukee, which I think helped her a lot there. I think it helped her big time.
At the same time, though, Crawford being from Madison may also still help her in, one of the highest turnout counties. Probably
Here's another thing, though.
Guys, breaking news.
What?
Breaking news. A senior Iranian official just released a new press release on behalf of the Iranian government.
Wait, what? I can't hear what you said. What?
Iran.
Yeah, a senior Iranian
press
government
release.
official is now. He has made a statement on behalf of Iran.
What do you say?
Someone suggesting that missiles be fired towards Diego Garcia, not with the intent to hit anything, but to fall into the water to send a clear message to the Americans that we are serious.
Oh shit.
Iran really just said, we're going to shoot missiles into the water to prove we're big boys.
Man, this is what people are worried about. This is like a North Korean.
Maybe it's not a bad idea to go intervene. No, I'm kidding.
No,
we haven't talked about Iran a lot on this show, but I'll say they're on really shaky ground. I think inflation's like 30% over there. They're running out of options militarily, and depending on what happens in Ukraine, they might get a kind of a sayonara from Mr. Putin. And I'm not saying that in terms of Putin abandoning Iran, but essentially abandoning the theocratic regime. Depending on how negotiations with Trump go, it's a really tenuous situation, touch and go there. It's I think they're acting out because they know it's like they're kind of coming to the end.
I love the fact that like their threat is saying we're gonna like bomb the ocean. That's basically what it comes down to. We're gonna bomb the ocean.
We're probably going to be delaying the Wisconsin talk for just a few minutes. There is also other breaking news around about the courts.
What happened?
Ninth Circuit has blocked Trump from removing transgender troops, so Trump is no longer commander-in-chief, basically.
These freaking judges gotta go.
Wasn't that from last week?
Again,
That was the
do the Andrew Jackson. They've made the ruling, now enforce it. That's all Trump needs.
start ignoring the courts. It's really bad. It's really bad what's happening, but they've brought the crisis upon themselves.
I think he's like just trying not to get impeached or something. I don't know what the deal is.
Real Texas, can you send
Well,
that?
who's going to impeach him? We have the House.
The whole thing, it's like the House isn't going to impeach him unless we lose the midterms.
Yeah,
and then they'll impeach
and they're gonna
him.
impeach every day.
And even if they impeach him, it's DOA in the Senate.
No, some respectable conservatives be like, no, we gotta stop the orange man.
I hate to say, probably Don Bacon or something.
Yeah, I'd be like, Don Bacon. Right.
Which if he does that saves
like, even if he does get impeached. Like...
All right. Probably should go ahead and get back. Sorry. That's probably did.
Okay. All right, sorry about that, Chad.
Okay, but what I was saying before we went to this was, she's from Dane, protesters are from Milwaukee, but here's another big thing.
Hold up. Chat, if the stream's cutting out, just refresh it. That's just YouTube's fault there, guys. There's nothing I can really do about that.
Yeah, but what you gotta realize is that Brad is from Waukesha, which is what Republicans need. Is someone who can get turnout up in Waukesha, especially in an off year like this.
Luke, sorry.
That's what you need.
Chat, just refresh it.
Yeah. Sorry, we're not talking about Wisconsin right now. We're
chat. Okay, refresh the stream if you're having issues. That's not, guys. My end's fine. I just love how it's always YouTube that does that. I have no issues. We can't hear you. I can hear myself just fine.
What's your
let me play it on my phone. Give me a second.
Are you on OBS?
Everything's fine.
Does it say your say your ping's high?
Everything's fine.
No lost frames.
Yeah, nothing.
Yeah, I'm hearing it fine on my end on my YouTube.
Here, I'll try it.
Rap is ignoring the chat. I literally just posted a chat to refresh it. It's better now.
Yeah, stream's fine on my end.
Yeah, I'm checking. There's nothing wrong. Just refresh. All right, we're back. Sorry about that, chat. That was weird.
It was Mossad. Thank you.
Gosh. Well, we gotta talk. That's another thing we gotta talk about. The freaking RFK stuff. Oh my gosh. It's
RFK
just,
stuff?
The Candace Owens thing. Do you hear about that?
No,
that stuff is so stupid. Like,
so basically,
we have to ditch him because he was a Kennedy, and you know no, because like any Kennedy would, he wasn't very faithful to his spouse.
Well, no, they're saying
to drop him.
They're saying that like they have blackmail on him or something.
No, like I thought the whole thing was that it was because he had like a mistress or something. It's like, who cares? It's like it's the Kennedy.
Yeah, it's a Kennedy. He literally, dude, he has like 3 wives. Everyone knows this.
Today on the show, we continue our look into JFK, RFK Jr., and their bizarre CIA connections. Oh my gosh. Yeah, like Candace Owens is a complete clown. I'm not saying that the people that she broke up with, I'm not a fan of the Daily Wire. In fact, I'm kind of happy they're filing for bankruptcy right now, you know. But like Candace Owens is even more of a buffoon
I
than
mean,
the
she's a
hacks
groiper.
over there. It's
All right.
she's not like fully a groiper, but she's pretty much there. I mean, like
Hey,
the kind
hey.
of stuff.
I
All right.
Yeah, I don't even want to like spend a bunch of time talking about her, but there is something since we're on a bunch of tangents, I really do want to talk about is that Trump in the Oval Office just reacted to Marine Le Pen being convicted in her case. She's barred from running for president of France for 5 years
Democracy, everybody.
because and yeah, this is the premise of it is embezzlement. And what's the embezzlement? Well, she had people from her party also working in European Parliament, and they're claiming it's embezzlement because the people from her party were working on stuff from her party at the same time they were doing work for European Parliament. I believe that's the situation. They're classifying it as embezzlement. Here's the problem. Here's the holes in the story. Both Macron's party and the commies are doing this too right now actively, and they are
Yeah.
not being charged for it. They're
But
not
let
being
me just
classified as
say the bottom line. The bottom line is because the Austrian painter took things too far, Western Europe is deathly afraid of nationalism.
it is illegal to be right wing in Europe right now. I'm willing to say that. Look, after Germany, after France, Austria, Romania, I guess we'll have to wait on Poland. We'll see if it's illegal to be right wing in Poland soon.
Poland's gonna be fine.
no, it's gonna be guys. It's gonna be legal to be right wing in the Czech Republic again.
Yeah,
They're gonna win in
Poland's like
October.
center right versus far right. So I'm not too worried about that.
Well, depending on who exactly wins, it changes like national security stuff. But at the end of the day, it's illegal to be right wing in a lot of Western European countries, and it's an absolute disgrace. It's a disgrace to their voters.
All right, but yeah,
It's
they can't
extreme.
ban communism now. Like even though that like killed half of Europe, they can't do
Well,
anything
that's
with
the
that.
thing. I mean, the people there, they are more than happy to work with the communists.
That's true. Yeah,
But yeah,
France.
Oh, it's funny though. Macron actually did work with Le Pen over the communists, which is kind of funny. Like he pretended like we have to beat Le Pen, we have to vote for the communists against Le Pen, but then when it came time to form a government, he's like, "Nope, we're not working with the commies. We'll work with Le Pen though."
All
No,
right.
well,
they
no.
didn't have her officially in the coalition.
What happened with that, Luke, was that he was going to bend to the commies, thinking they were going to be even mildly reasonable with him. And then when they started talking, they were freaking lunatics, like we all knew they would be. And then Macron's like, "Whoa, that's not what I thought was going to happen." So that's why he changed his tune on that.
Right.
But anyways, the point of that story is just what Trump's reaction is. He says, stay in the video that I just posted. He says that this is a big deal. He's very well caught up on it. He says he's been paying a lot of attention to it. A lot of people thought she wasn't going to be convicted. And then he said the end of his quote was, "That sounds very much like this country."
He's
In
not
other
wrong.
words, he's saying it's lawfare.
Yeah,
He's saying it's lawfare.
The U.S. was a speed run for this, like to figure out like what we can do, what can the courts do, and now it's going to Western Europe. It's gonna be way worse. So
It already hit Eastern Europe and
Romania,
Romania. Like they did in Brazil, they did in Pakistan a few years ago. They're
did they
doing
do
it
in
all
like
over
Belgium
the place.
too or something?
Not Belgium. What?
No, I thought there was like a Belgian
definitely
party
not.
they threw out or something.
No.
Okay, Lucas.
Vlaams belong, which is like the biggest right wing part, like right wing kind of like far right as they call it. Like it's still in Parliament. They actually gained seats.
Lucas for 2. Don
So
Bacon
yeah,
won't
nothing
impeach. He
happened
voted
there.
against a second. Yeah, but it's Don Bacon. So Garrett Vanicar for 5. The candidate who will give Democrats their best chance of winning the presidency in 2028 is Biden. That's real. Run Biden again. He wants to go back to politics. That's a rumor by NBC News that he wants to make a political comeback.
Biden comeback.
Yep, the return of Joe. The return of Joe.
Joe Brandon.
All right. Joe Brandon. Why do you think working with communists and people further left than communists was a good idea? Because centrists or whatever you want to call them are full of shit. They're dumb. So
It's like in Europe, they've had a lot of success with like maintaining basically this singular control. The people on the top of European high society, They're all the same people. Sometimes they shuffle seats and move around, but it's essentially very similar to the systemic oligarchy that they accuse other countries of having. And the other countries do have it, by the way. But Western Europe, this was what J.D. Vance was pointing out. He was like, well, listen, you guys are effectively running an oligarchy because, number one, you block key issues from actually passing in mainstream politics. And number two, you take actions to prevent parties addressing those issues from reaching power. And so the reason the communists were people they were going to coalition with is because they believed they could control them, that they could trust them, that they're going to let the cabal keep running, the center-left cabal that permeates Europe. And the communists went, no, we want to be literally insane. We want they said we wanted what was it, 75% or a 90% tax on the wealthy tax bracket.
I think
Holy
90%.
crap. Holy crap.
Also,
So
Jean-Luc Mélenchon, who's the leader of the French left, openly said that France is going to be majority non-white, and that's a good thing, and that France should advocate for that.
All right.
Yeah, no, he did say that. It's insane.
All right.
Oh yeah, and I want to say too to people in chat who are like, it's crazy how centrists will coalition with the communists in Western Europe. Wait until you see Eastern Europe, where the far right will coalition with the communists against the center. It's crazy how that works.
It's beautiful.
Look, the reason that centrists in Europe, the reason that centrists and even center-right parties will openly collude with leftists in Europe is simple. They all love immigration. Literally, the fucking baseline issue in Europe is: are you pro or anti-immigration? I.e., do you support, countries having their fucking sovereignty, or do you support just importing the third fucking world into your country? That's what that shit fucking boils down to.
And if you don't, then you're not allowed to be a leader.
Yeah, you can't run for office.
Because, because you give off H-word particles.
Yeah.
Well, just imagine what it would be like in the United States if Trump had never run in 2016.
Oh, we'd be screwed.
Well, imagine what the immigration issue would be like if Trump wasn't even in the picture, and that's basically what Europe is they had no Trump, they had no corrective figure, so they're just all the business interests in the right-wing parties, the center-right parties, are controlling everything. That's why the CDU were we're gonna do some tough stuff on the border, kind of like how 2010s Republicans would talk. We believe in a secure border, ladies and gentlemen of America. And it's the same thing. It's the CDU in Germany and the center-right parties in Europe. They're just like the Republicans we had prior to Trump. It's the same thing.
So, I mean, I hate to be a doomer, but I'm going to be a doomer here. I don't think there's ever going to be a nationalist leader of any European country for probably as long as I live.
Lol.
I'm not going to agree with that. I think there's definitely possibilities.
A certain German man
argue
is going to
there
be
are
proven
some
correct
now.
one day.
Anyways, SWN for 27. It's Sweden. We call it the sandbox politics. No fun for you. However, banning Le Pen might backfire. Well, that's part of it. It's it's the same thing that happened with Trump. His popularity went up after that. But at the same time, it's she's off the ballot. She's not going to run. Or she can't run, I don't think.
Well, it's going to be Bardella. Bardella's polling right where she was, and he's the other national rally bigwig.
They're going to do the same thing to him. He's going to keep doing it to everybody.
He's going to easily win, unless they kick him off the ballot too.
He's probably going to easily win. And this has always been the problem. This is not Democrats. This is the globalist last ditch effort, because they know nationalism is going to win. At the end, they know it's going to win across the world, not just in parts of Europe, but across the entire world. And now they realize that they still have power in the courts, so they're just going to use their power to kick people off the ballots. So great. Hey.
I will say, have you seen the recent post that Keir Starmer is making, basically trying to pretend he's tough on immigration?
What?
Oh
He's
no, yeah,
basically
we have
making Trump-like posts where he's if you come to this country illegally, I gotta find some of these posts.
No, we
come
have
to this
actually
country illegally. We're gonna allow you to rape our young women and be
easy.
absolutely just fucking get away with it.
We have neocons actively talking about Keir Starmer being more right-wing than Donald Trump. And if you want to know what I'm talking about, you guys in the chat can look up Academic Agent on X. Look up that guy. He's literally trying to talk about. It's like, well, Keir Starmer deports more immigrants per capita than Trump does. Because so it's like literally arguing Keir Starmer is better than Trump on
No, look in
immigration.
general,
I
rep.
saw that. Oh my gosh. This is so pathetic. Guys, like every time I hear like they deport more people, it's like, yeah, Obama technically deported more people, but you want to know the secret to that? What actually was going on with that? You know what they considered deportation in when Obama was president? Basically, they just like drop you off at the border and say, "Oh yeah, you can come back in." That's literally what happened.
So here's the main difference. Donald Trump, as he was deporting people, almost got 100% operational control of the southern U.S. border, which is where we are today. Almost 100% operational control of the border. Keir Starmer does not do anything to keep the boats from coming. The boats are still coming. The boats still have migrants. So, as many people as he's deported, there's probably more people that have shown up on boats in the same period of time. Okay?
Yeah.
Okay?
Yeah, we're sorry for colonizing you. You guys can come on in and colonize us in return.
All right. K cover 5. The sad thing is resist slibs will break every rule and standard of democracy to preserve what their perception of democracy is. A globalist utopia. Yeah. They're going to collapse the West because they're dumbasses. All right, so anyways, I think it's time for final predictions of Wisconsin, and then we'll talk about the Liberation Day.
Wisconsin.
Yeah,
You mean
Then
Wisconsin?
we gotta talk.
You'll find out mine at poll closing tomorrow.
So okay, let's.
I mean, is there any other like thing about the race that we should discuss besides the predictions?
The only thing is, I think Schimmel has momentum. Is it too late? We'll see tomorrow. But okay, John, you go first. What's your thoughts?
I am going to go ahead and be the pessimist this time. I don't mind being wrong, though, but I'm going to be pessimist and say that we barely lose it. And again, as I say that, I immediately
Really? That's the pessimism?
I think we all have Schimmel losing. By the way, is our predictions.
Oh, okay. Well, then maybe I'm optimistic. So my optimistic take is that we lose by a point and a half, and then I want the DOJ to immediately launch investigations into Wisconsin. I don't care. I just think it would be good, and if like other states see that they will be investigated, for any funny business, then maybe we have less funny business overall in the country. Yeah, that's what I want.
All right.
So that's my prediction.
Let's see.
Before I get to my
Schimmel
prediction,
wins if the libs are going to.
What, Lou?
Before I get to my
Schimmel
prediction,
wins if the libs are going to talk about Starlink satellites again.
Oh my gosh! You don't even bring that up.
Oh, yeah, they will. They will.
All right.
All right. So before I get to my predictions, so there were some crosstabs with the Trafalgar poll that was released. So they separated voters by, I think, the ones that have not voted versus the ones that have already voted. The ones that have already voted went to Crawford by 10.
That's it?
The ones that were going to vote, I believe it was Schimmel by 5, I believe.
Interesting.
Let me see if I can find it. Actually, I have it in the chats here.
That's actually kind of important to know.
I showed it a while ago. Yeah. So already voted Crawford plus 10, 55-45. Likely to vote Schimmel plus 5, 52.5 to 47.5. What I did is I averaged up the numbers on both sides. So Crawford 55 plus 47.5 divided by 2. Schimmel 45 plus 52.5 divided by 2. My final result is Crawford 51.25, Schimmel 48.75, or Crawford plus 2.5. I am going to go with that for my prediction. My prediction is going to be about
that's assuming that there's the exact same amount of voters as that vote on election day that voted early. So based on that poll, if like
it's turnout,
I wonder how many like. Yeah, exactly. That's what it comes down to. So yeah, assuming Trafalgar's right, if you get the exact same amount of E-Day votes, it would come out as your prediction, Real Texan. So
yeah. So my prediction, I'm going to
There we
probably
go.
range it. That might be my optimistic prediction. Pessimistic is probably going to be about plus like 5 or so for Crawford.
One thing I'll say is, like, remember, it's like, how many early votes we up to, Luke, right now, roughly?
It was like 700,000.
Okay, let's just
I
say
think.
700,000. We're probably gonna end up with like 2.1 million in total, more than likely. So that's 1.4 million people in election day, more than likely. We gotta see. So we need, if that's the case, Shill's in a good position. If there's 2 million total votes for the election, if not a bit more, which it's possible. It is entirely possible because this is very high turnout. But
the way Red Eagle puts it is that basically whoever gets to 1 million first is likely going to win.
Yeah. All right, Tyrone, what are your thoughts?
I don't pay attention enough to care.
Okay.
But I hope the person that prevents them from getting 2 free seats in the House wins, because we already have a tight enough fucking margin as is. Last fucking thing we need is that bullshit.
All right, Garrett
I'm going my final prediction 2.5.
Garrett Vanderkar for 5. What can the GOP do to terraform Minnesota, both at the state and federal level? Get a good GOP, because the Minnesota GOP.
Why are we focused on winning Wisconsin first? Why are we focused on winning Wisconsin first?
Flip Wisconsin first.
Yeah, how about we focus on securing Wisconsin so we don't lose our House majority?
Holy crap! Jacob Hawley for 50. I'm texting and knocking at Ozaki. I've met very many independents who voted for Janet, thinking she's a moderate, and are angry with the liberal court. They are voting for Schimmel, not to support him, but despite the liberals, I'm voting Schimmel as well. Well, that's another factor. That's just like, I think Schimmel's doing better with independents. Way better compared to freaking Kelly, who got his ass whipped with them. So.
Very good to see more people up in the state have fun in Ozaki. I think we're gonna get a good margin up there.
Yeah, and also
at least compared to recent, it's not gonna be like Kelly plus 4 like it was in 23.
All right, so and speaking of that, everybody,
as far as my county map goes, I'm probably gonna base it more off of what we saw with Evers in 2022.
Yeah,
I think you're going to see a very similar map to that, except with some of the margins swapped around. So you may see a redder WoW, but a more Democratic-ish
I can see that.
Driftless. So Crawford probably could go Dem, but you may still see, Waukesha should be redder, or maybe Kenosha's a little redder.
So before I give my final prediction, before I give my final take, I want to mention everybody that you could, even if you don't live in Wisconsin, you could still help. Download Early Vote Action right now. You can download it right now, the app, and you can help text voters, right? It doesn't matter if you're in Wisconsin.
Download it this millisecond, or else you're a fake conservative rhino neocon who needs to be primed.
And Scott Pressler's group has done a fantastic job. Guys, they've texted over 250,000 voters in rural Wisconsin, the more rural part of the state.
And then in Driftless, and we got several out in Driftless, like Eau Claire and La Crosse, and I think a few voters in that area.
So this is the point, guys. You can download Early Vote Action right now, all right? It's very simple, and you could text voters to get people out to vote. These are people, again,
fucking do it now. Even I've started doing it.
Yeah.
You guys have no fucking excuse. No excuse.
And if you live in Wisconsin, I believe Musk's PAC is doing something. It's like, for each voter, you get like $20 or something, right?
So like they're giving out people for signing petitions. Elon Musk.
They're literally giving you free money to tell people to go vote for the person you agree the most with.
Yeah.
And then and then he gave out $2 million prizes yesterday while wearing the cheese hat. I don't
cheese
get
head.
It. But yeah, like I mean we've stuck our fingers. White House has done its job. Elon Musk has definitely helped. It's just cross your fingers and pray, guys. I mean, I think we all think that he's still going to lose, but we're all hoping we're wrong. So,
all right, Man Milk for 2. I want to see LT's reaction when this WAP drifts because Schimmel. What? I don't know what that means. But yeah, so Elon Musk, he has a thing. If you live in Wisconsin, you get free money. All right. Again, you have to look into it a bit more, but
free money.
Yeah, it's free money. It's for each person you recruit, you get $20. And that voter themselves can get $20 if they submit a photo near the polling location. And if you recruit 100 people, you get an extra $200. It's free. If you live in Wisconsin, it's free. Free freaking money just laying there. So, again,
I mean, I got $100 free for signing that petition. So.
Yeah. All right, Chance Drazik for 2. What's your prediction for the 2 Florida races? Save Republicans for the first, and then likely for the second or 6. Jacob Hoy for 10. Get out and vote. Schimmel could win by hundreds of thousands of votes. Get out and vote. No excuses to do for the country and the state. Defend the House majority. Well, that's one of the things. If everyone votes, Schimmel wins easily. Schimmel absolutely mops the floor with her. That's what Democrats are worried about. They're worried about the Trump voters in Wisconsin. If they vote, she's cooked. She's banking on low turnout except in Dayton. So, all right. So again, you guys can help support Schimmel right now. $20 do this, and then you can text people on early vote action, which again, a lot of people are using it, so you might have issues getting to it. But if you know people in Wisconsin, just text them, hey, vote in tomorrow's election. Vote for Brad Schimmel, vote yes to the referendum, etc. to save Wisconsin. But all right, so time for my prediction. So, okay, hear me out. I'm kidding. I'm not going to say Crawford's going to lose, but my take is best case scenario, Schimmel wins. I think Schimmel has a pathway. Not just bullshit of 1%. I think he has a legitimate pathway to victory.
Dude,
what?
Please don't say it like that. You said at the beginning of your 2023 stream that Dan Kelly had a pathway. Please don't say pathway.
Okay, not pathway. We'll say
it's gonna kill him.
Not pathway. We'll say the math is there for Schimmel. Is that better?
No.
The same thing. Just say there's a chance. Just say there's a chance.
There's a chance Schimmel could win. All right. It comes down to turnout. If we have maximum turnout, Schimmel wins. But right now, I'm gonna say lean to likely Crawford. You know, right now I'm saying Crawford plus 2, 3, upwards 7 or 8. It comes down to turnout. It could be a lot higher, I guess, but we'll see. That's my prediction. But again, it comes down to turnout. This is a scenario where if people vote, we win. It's not this thing where it's like we're down by 50 with independents. No, we're losing because people aren't voting. That's it. That's what it comes down to. So again, I think right now Crawford's a clear favorite, but it's not like Schimmel has zero pathway. Or, excuse me, zero chance. All right.
All right. Oh yeah. Oh, wait, there's one last Wisconsin race we got to discuss.
One thing that does stand true, though, Rap, is from your 2023 stream is Winnebago all comes down to that county. However Winnebago goes, the state's going to go.
Yeah.
So keep an eye on that. That's where Oshkosh is.
Winnebago, Brown County also, because that's kind of a... If Schimmel's doing good in that part of the state, he's in a good situation. If he's getting killed there, he's done. So...
I mean, I will say, Evers lost Winnebago and still won the state.
Yeah, but it's like he barely lost it by like a point or whatever. It's one of those, like, if it's like Schimmel plus 1 or 2, he's gonna lose, but not by 15 or whatever. If he's winning it by like 4 or 5, he has a chance.
I think honestly, Crawford might be one that could be the deciding factor.
Yeah, it might be.
Like Crawford County.
I will say, should Schimmel lose tomorrow, and by a lot, 2 things need to be kind of realized. One is that the obvious one is Brian Schimming just needs to like leave. Like he should be forced out.
He's not the same as Schimmel. Schimming and Schimmel are different people.
We're gonna need to have a discussion on future messaging on the abortion issue in the state, because evidently the referendum idea doesn't really work. Because most voters think that I'm not saying that this is my opinion, but what most voters think is that why should you get to vote on my righ's? That's what most of these voters think.
For 2. If you're in Winnebago, do you vote for? Honestly, I would just look it up because a lot of local races there's so many local races I don't know. Just vote for the people that represent you the best at a local level. But vote yes in the referendum, vote Kingser, and vote for Schimmel. For those wondering, the referendum's on voter ID, which is gonna freaking pass easily.
Yeah, so I'm guessing you're predicting a safe margin.
Oh, guys, the only county that's gonna vote against is like Dane. That's the only county.
To be fair, Dane voted in favor of the referendums back in 23, so might vote. We'll see. It's the toss-up. Dane is the one toss-up in that.
Yeah, freaking these people are. That's what I'm saying. Madison's it's not real. It's Reddit City. That's Madison.
Oh, Luke was talking about lessons we learned Luke was talking about lessons we learn if Schimmel loses, and one lesson that I'm going to echo from Data Republican was that we really have to seriously figure out how to translate low propensity voters into high propensity
got you.
voters. We have a lot of low propensity voters, but we have to translate them, and we need a strategy for translating them
I
from low to
have an
high.
idea, and sorry.
No, go ahead.
My idea is very simple, because here's the biggest problem we got. A lot of these low propensity voters, they actually, we got a super chat. Jacob Hawley for 10. If Brad Schimmel wins, I think it's highly likely that Evers will run for a third term. Also, Schimmel loses. I'm sorry, but the GOP needs to change it on abortion issues. Yeah, you're probably right on that. Just messaging you got to fix. General Hydra.
Here's the thing. In Wisconsin, there's a big difference between running statewide in Wisconsin and running like in a state like Georgia. Pro-life people can win in states like Georgia. People who are unabashedly pro-life do not win in Wisconsin. Ron Johnson wins because he's an icon, but like outside of him, pro-lifers don't win in the state.
All right, General Hydra for 5. Had you heard about the Democrat Tea Party primary and the neocon Democrats? I saw that. I hope they do it. Go right ahead. You have your Tea Party get crushed.
Oh, please.
I don't think Luke was done, by the way.
What?
I don't think Luke was done.
Oh, well, you don't. Sorry, Luke.
No, I was.
Oh, yeah. Okay, this one I'm saying like what we should do. Because what's the biggest problem for these voters? Why don't they vote? There's two big problems, actually. Someone name one.
Absence of a certain man.
I genuinely think that we don't engage with them enough. I understand you may be talking about something else. I literally think we just need to be talking to them more.
Exactly. John, that's what I was going to bring up.
No, and here's the thing. Here's what I'll tell you. They will come out for other people. Ron Johnson did better than Trump did in 2020 in most of the driftless counties. They'll come out to vote occasionally for a non-Trump Republican, but that's when they actively do outreach there. So there is a way to get them out when Trump's not on the ballot. We just need to find out how to do that.
You got to give them a reason to vote. That's number one, right? Because like people are not going to vote for some shitty generic Republican. They're not going to. It's like I'm not going to vote for the George Bush Republican. No, and at the same time, just tell people there's an election. Half these people a week ago, they had no clue about this race. They're like, wait, there's a Supreme Court election in April? Wait, what? I didn't know about that. And that's what I'm saying. From now on, every single special, every single election, I'm going to be talking about it constantly. Every day or every week or whatever, I will be mentioning upcoming elections because we got to get the word out there. So people like Data Republican and big accounts like Elon Musk and Trump and all that, they get the word out about what's going on in, say, Wisconsin and Scott Presser. The reason we have a chance now is because Scott Presser got the word out to big names.
Yeah.
So, I mean, that's what it comes down to. Tell people there's elections coming up. And even if it's like in November or whatever, start talking about New Jersey, Virginia, New York City. Tell them there's these races coming up because people just don't care. It's like they don't know. They're realizing,
people don't care. People don't know. Like when you think about our new constituency, like the bulk of our new constituency in the working class, regardless of where they are, what trade they have, or if they're running a small business, they do not have time to pay attention to this stuff. They need people like everybody in this chat and the people on the stream that are terminally paying attention to election news. They need you to tell them what is going on. That is why you have an obligation to participate in this, why you have an obligation to text people, why you have an obligation to door knock. It's because you know what's going on. They're too busy doing plumbing or electricity or running a business to know what the crap's going on. And so if you just let them know, and also my other thing, give them a reason to vote. That's what you said, Rap. I really want to sell the new Republican Party to these people, not the old Republican Party, the new one. Vance was literally rambling about how we need to become, not rambling, but he was talking about how we need to be a production-based economy in Greenland while he was in Greenland. And if that's the new face of the Republican Party, and that's our new constituency, we need to make sure that that's all the messaging. We need to have these people primed to be like, I want to vote for candidates who bring manufacturing back to the United States, that bring production back to the United States, that get me jobs. Like that's what we have to do. We have to sell the new Republican Workers' Party to these people, and I think that's the winning message, especially with Vance and that like the going forward, and the midterms and everything else.
All right.
And I'll say too, you need to have like a unique perspective on things. Ron Johnson in 2022. I wouldn't really call he's not like a Trump populist. He's not like a staunch protectionist on trade or anything. But what he is he took like what an issue he was really bringing to the forefront at the time, which obviously now is kind of a dead issue, but back then he was holding town halls about like the COVID vaccine
Yeah.
and stuff, and that resonated with a lot of the Trump base because like he was one of the few people in the Senate, him and like Rand Paul, that were talking about
Yeah, they were
that.
like saying, "Hey,
So
we
like
gotta have some safety. We gotta make sure there's regulations here. We can't just have these, just going all over the place." So that's why Ron Johnson did good. He had a unique issue that made him Trumpian. Again, yeah, he's more libertarian on a lot of stuff, but he picked up one issue like that and it made people vote for him. I'm sorry, I like Tim Michaels, but what did he run
and he's
on?
also just a likable guy.
Yeah.
He's also just a likable guy. Like he wears the like Wisconsin Badgers jacket everywhere he goes. You know, he's just a likable guy. Like he looks like a typical Wisconsin boomer. You know, and
He's a wholesome boomer that goes to the bar once in a while. Well, every other day, but still. All right, K-Cup for 5. What if this is all a ploy? What if your goal on April 1st is you're supposed to lose because you pull an April Fool's joke on the one with more votes? That's real. It's a great conspiracy.
I've just sent a round of 25 texts for early vote action.
W's a chat for real text.
I want everybody
W,
watching this.
W,
video.
W.
If you live in Wisconsin, bring 5. Not 5, bring 50 people to vote. I'm kidding, but like bring as many people as possible to vote. If you can bring 50 people to vote, that'd be great.
Yeah, this
like,
is what we gotta do.
Just bring as many people as possible.
Download early vote action if you don't want to. If you know people in Wisconsin, just send them a text. Like if friends or family, just say, "Hey, vote for Brad Schimmel." Get these people.
To answer your question, Luke, about Lafayette and Grant, yeah, they're probably going to Schimmel. Unless it's like a massive blowout for Crawford, those two counties should go to Schimmel.
All right. So.
Which 2 counties?
Lafayette and Grant.
Okay.
Oh yeah, those. I think Schimmel's gonna flip those. Like they were only Janet plus 2, and they both. Yeah.
So Trump is saying that he's open to cutting tariffs
on China. I like this deal.
Oh my gosh.
I like this deal.
He's really gonna make TikTok a propaganda outlet, isn't he? He's gonna make it the propaganda way to the GOP.
I love this deal, dude.
Well, speaking of tariffs, I think we gotta talk about Liberation Day. When is that? April 2nd? Because yeah, Trump was like, I don't want April Fools. So he has it on April 2nd. So for those that don't know, April 2nd, Trump has announced that there'll be a lot of tariffs. And there might be more. I think Trump said there might be more. Apparently he wants even more than there was. So it's developing. K-Cup for 2. Never forget, Everett's bribed people to get the shot. Oh yeah, that's right. Well, most states did that. You got like a coupon or whatever. Some shitty.
Yeah, Jim Justice did that too.
Yeah,
like, Jim Justice
I want to
had a
say
lottery.
everyone did that. So, but yeah, I'm gonna pull up the tariff revenue because, let me pull this up.
Some self-proclaimed soy boy just
I saw that
was at a Florida House Committee town hall, rambling on about banning fluoride or something. Banning fluoride isn't policy making. It's pandering his conspiracy fears. I'm guessing that's how he sounded. I don't know.
Anyways, but yeah, so on Tuesday's Liberation Day, and so the White House economic advisor Peter Navarro, which thank God he's back in the White House, he is estimating that they could rake in over $600 billion of tariff revenue over the next 12 months. $600 billion.
Hey guys.
Anthony Despacito is going to be working for the Trump
Anthony Despacito.
Yeah, I saw that.
Despacito. General.
Despacito.
So he's not running. So he's not running again.
Whatever. Leave him.
Yeah, so we're not going to be getting Congressman Despacito back. Very sad.
But yeah, so Liberation Day is Tuesday, and actually, is that Wednesday? No, Wednesday. Duh. Sorry. So $600 billion from tariffs, and I'm very intrigued how this goes because the theory is people are saying that inflation's going to go up like 80%. No one's going to buy anything. It's going to crash the economy. What would happen if none of that happens? Just what if the tariffs actually bring all this money and no inflation happens?
Well, then we get to have a bunch of egg thrown onto the faces of Bloomberg and economists, and especially Ben Shapiro. Ben Shapiro, who has run his show into the ground, who I listened to today because he made his whole title a clickbait title about Marine Le Pen. I was trying to get, because, the one thing Ben's good for, he gives you bullet points, right?
Yeah.
I was trying to get bullet points from him, and he spent 40 minutes of his program talking about how bad tariffs are. So egg on Ben Shapiro's face, egg on all of the economists' face, egg on the mainstream media's face, egg on everyone if Trump gets away with pulling in all this tariff revenue. Absolutely.
All right, Jake Wally for 5. There's so many people signing up for early vote actions, crash, and people can't sign up for it. Lol. Yeah, again, there's so many people used it. It's like I don't think people can sign up for it anymore. But try.
Well, yeah,
That was
I
like
encourage you guys to
25th on
try.
the App Store or something.
Yeah, they crashed
Yeah,
it.
they crashed it. And listen, guys, I'm telling you, you might fail the first couple of times that you send it, but just like give it like 5-10 minutes and then try again.
We
Because
got
like
breaking
I was
news.
able to.
Sorry. So Scott Presser just made an update. They have texted more than 300,000 Wisconsin voters in less than 72 hours. They just uploaded a new batch of 150,000 to early vote action. Holy shit. Text, guys, get early vote action right now. So again, this doesn't mean every single person's voting. It just means they're at least informed about this. Which I think Scott Presser's made the blueprint for the GOP now. I think this is a blueprint. Give people reason to vote.
We always knew the Republican Party was gay.
Oh, jeez. Not like that. But no, it's like John was saying.
Oh, yeah,
like,
main populist claims that asking out women will be pointless if Schimmel loses. I don't know why this is on my timeline.
No comment.
No comment. No, but what I was saying is like, listen, if you guys are having trouble with the app, just like, try it a couple times, give it a break, come back 5-10 minutes later. I was able to get it through.
Yeah.
You guys just really, this is really important, guys. Please vote.
This is incredible.
Text these people.
I think this is the new method to this is a new Republican strategy. Give people reason to vote. Like get a number one issue. Like Brad Schimmel is running as a law and order guy. That's his entire campaign. He's a law and order guy. Crawford's a radical nut job. You give people reason, and then do this. Inform people. Like, that doesn't mean everyone's going to vote, but this might be the new way to get people out. Just use early vote action. 300,000 people in just 72 hours. Can you imagine if we were doing this for a week? A couple weeks?
If that was the case, Schimmel would probably win.
Yeah, easily. And this might be the final. This might be the final push for Schimmel he needs. That's why I'm saying it's not over yet. But so can we just?
It's like ever. Also, I will say Trump. He got the means nothing, but I actually know it's a big endorsement. The Rob Schneider endorsement was won by Brad Schimmel. So like, I think that this pretty much ends the race.
That's real.
Schimmel is getting a lot of celebrity endorsements.
So yeah, I think Brad Schimmel right now he has a chance at this point, but
all right, I'm gonna echo what Luke said at the start. He brought up a point. He said if you correct the miss that Trafalgar's normal misses, and you calculate it to this race, Schimmel would win by the skin of his teeth. Yeah. So we're not saying that's going to happen, but what we're saying is we very much believe there is a chance we can win this, and it might be dependent on what you choose to do tonight after we get off the stream.
Now, be careful, guys. Do not text people like 10 p.m. or whatever. Don't do that like midnight.
No, I would say get your ass off the couch, but you don't even need to get your ass off the couch. Yeah. You could text people from the
when
couch.
You're getting done stuff. You're just like trying to.
I think Scott Presser basically said when
from your basement. Text them from your couch, your basement, from the bathtub, from the shower, whatever you need to do.
Weren't you texting people when you were out or something, eating lunch or whatever?
Yeah.
When you're driving.
No. When you're driving.
No. In Minecraft.
No, again, it's
anyways, now do keep in mind the time. Scott Presser, I think, said basically only do it under a 9 a.m. to 9 p.m. Central Time window. Because Wisconsin's Central Time.
Yeah, Central Time, and that's when people just want to go to bed. They're just bullshitting with people.
You guys can do it for 2.5 hours.
Yeah.
2.5 hours.
If everyone is there's how many people watching right now? There's 200 people. If each person sends, let's be generous. How many messages?
I've already sent 100 today, so.
100.
Let's just say 100 each. You guys think?
Yeah.
That's just 100 each.
Yeah, and it's very easy to do. We will reach 20,000 voters.
Yeah. 20,000.
Donald Trump won the state of Wisconsin by 30,000 votes in 2020. That's all you guys got to do.
Just send messages out. You can do this on your couch. It's free. It doesn't cost you a dime. It's not one of those things where it's like, you must give Scott Presser money. No, you just click a button, you copy a prompt, and that's that. So.
If you do that 100 times along with everyone in chat, we will reach 20,000 voters. Again, that's just 10,000 short
How do you use
of the
app?
margin that
There should be a guide on the app. How do you work
Trump
it?
won the state by.
But yeah, there's a tutorial, I think. Or I think Scott Preston might have one. It should be a guide on there, I think, theoretically.
It's very easy.
Yeah.
Everyone I've talked to who's logged on has just been able to use the app immediately.
Yeah, you just click click like the race, and then like you click a prompt, something. That's it. That's all you guys got to do.
Because let's let the real American politics community not just talk about elections, but help win them for once.
You know, we're gonna start
All right,
doing
so
that.
basically, when you turn on the app, if you're already logged in, there'll be little arrows at the top left because the screen is like a bunch of tweets from like Scott Presler and such. So you press those arrows at the top left. That'll bring you to like the options of like how you want to reach voters. You go to text, and then you have different races. There'll be different prompts for each one. You press Wisconsin Supreme Court. You'll get a list of 25 voters, and there you go.
That's what you got to do. It just you click a couple buttons, copy and paste, and you're done. And you can do this in like you could kick these out in like 12 minutes.
You also have to do your rep. I've noticed you haven't done your Brad Schimmel over and over post yet. You got to do that.
Oh, I thought I posted that yesterday. Did I not post that yet?
Wait, did you?
No, I don't think I did actually.
I gotta look. Let me.
Shit, I forgot to do that. Oops. Yeah, I'll do that a little bit.
I don't even know why people are doing that, but it's great. It's
not letting me sign up again, guys. Just it may be like very used right now, so just give it like an hour and try again.
That's good. If it's crashing, it's a good thing because it means everyone's using it.
That's good. So again, if you get a chance, use it. If you don't, that's fine. But if you know people in Wisconsin, just text them directly. Just message them, say, yo, Brad Schimmel has to win tomorrow.
And if you live in Wisconsin, bring a whole crew, like a whole coalition with you to vote. You know, we need like a whole fucking like party. You know, bring a party. Buy everyone some pizza or something. Just bring them out to the polls.
And remember,
let's get this shit won. We need it won. If we lose, it will be the Dems will get the house for sure.
And remember, Elon Musk is giving you guys money for free, just for getting people out to vote. So again, you gotta go look at how it works. Again, there's a certain process you have to do it. So
yeah,
I don't have to vote tomorrow because I voted last week.
Wins, you're going to get 2 new safe Democrat seats.
Yep.
That will be represented by Milwaukee and Madison.
Did you vote earlier? Are you voting tomorrow?
I already voted.
Yeah,
in
me
fact,
too.
I've even drawn like a hypothetical Crawford Mander map.
All right,
and I can show you it right now. You guys are not gonna like it.
What? Wait. K-Cup for 2. I just got a text who here did it. Well, there's a bunch of people using it. There's freaking God knows how many people using it right now. That's why no one can get on it right now.
Yeah, it's giving trouble.
Dude, you know it's good if you're getting texts from it.
Yeah.
I know that it was harder for me. I'm on Android. Were you able to get on with no difficulties? Are you on Android or Apple, Texan?
I'm on Apple, but I think he also says to turn off iMessage when you text.
Oh yeah, that's right. He said something like turn off iMessage or something.
I don't know why that is though.
It's probably because Apple does some dumb stuff. I don't know. But everybody,
it probably is.
There's probably.
I think it's also like
my guess is a law. There's probably like a law on it or something. So.
Yeah, there probably is. So.
All right, everybody. So I think that's it. Get out and vote.
Yes, I sent the map by the way. If you want to look at it. Yeah.
I can't really show that in stream, but.
I will say I went woke. I did not use the app ever, but on the other hand, I've knocked almost 1,000 doors this election cycle, so
All right. Ooh, hold up.
I'd consider that a game.
Pam Bondi did something for once. Holy shit. Pam Bondi just announced charges against alleged Tesla firebomber. There will be no negotiating. We are seeking 20 years in prison. About damn time. Yeah, I was giving Pam Bondi shit, but fine. I'll deal with this.
And it wasn't a strongly worded letter either.
Yep, they actually charged somebody for 20 years in prison. Make it life, but whatever. This is a start.
Never mind, the link doesn't work. But anyways.
So everybody, I think it's time we end the stream here. Get out and vote. If you know people in Wisconsin, text them. Use early vote action. This is our final push. We have a chance here, guys.
Get your fat ass off the couch, Harry. You're voting for Trump, for Schimmel, for Brad.
Okay, what the hell? So the crime was committed in Colorado. The defendant was arrested in Plano, Texas.
Bro, so someone went
Yeah.
all the way to what? These people are
Yeah.
I'm
fucking
guessing
nuts.
I'm guessing this guy's from Dallas and then probably was on vacation in Denver and then decided to stop by a
No,
Tesla
real
dealership
text, let's
and
be honest. These are the same people that would travel state lines for a freaking town hall. That's who these people are. So,
oh yeah, probably so. I mean, this guy's probably been to a few town halls.
Oh,
You know,
yeah, I remember. It's like I remember they caught like you remember that Utah town hall, like those two shitty Republicans. I can't think of their names. It's like all those Democrats were there. They found it like some people came all the way from like Oklahoma.
what the hell?
Yeah,
Dude,
it's like
I was at a rally in Kenosha the other day, and all the protesters were from Illinois.
Yeah.
They all had Illinois license plates.
they will drive like 4 or 5 hours to go like at a town hall to say
Well,
you're
that's the thing.
adhering
These
to
people
Trump.
are These people are wealthy enough
Oh yeah, they have all the
to
money in the world.
fly thousands of miles across the country just to go to a town hall
There were
and fly all the way back.
flying Palestine flags at that protest. Boomers.
Like, remember the one town
Palestinian
hall that
boomers.
was in Tennessee for against Harshbarger, and probably every single one of them was from like Asheville, North
Yeah.
Carolina.
That's what they're doing, guys. What they
Didn't
do.
Harshbarger lose like 2 years ago? Actually, that was almost 4 now.
It's inside joke.
It's a joke.
Anyways, and there was a town hall. There was actually, I think, there was a Greg Kazar rally in Dripping Springs, Texas, recently. He was marketing it as it was supposed to be a town hall for. This was supposed to be a Chip Roy town hall, but he didn't show up, so I did instead.
You know,
And this was in Dripping Springs, Texas, which is a fairly red city out in Hayes County. I guarantee everybody there was from
it's
San Marcos.
one thing if it was like, you know, in your congressional district, like Wyoming. Okay, fine. You have to travel a little bit. That's one thing. But these people are literally driving like 4 or 5 hours through like 4 different states to go one town hall.
Yeah, I think there was a town hall for Hagman that was in like the middle of nowhere, and the entire crowd was from Jackson.
Yeah, that's who these people are.
Well, no, it was. To be fair, that was in Laramie.
Yeah,
which is like the college.
Yeah,
town,
you get that,
like,
but the crowd is
there's a
all
lot
old-ass
of
white
lib
people.
boomers there.
Even there, it's old-ass white people in the college town. That's all it is. All they got now are old-ass white people that are wealthy. They have nothing better to do with their lives except drive like 7 hours. It's amazing. But all right, I gotta end the stream here, guys. We will be back tomorrow night. Get out and vote if you live in Wisconsin. Get people out
Get
to
out,
vote.
go vote.
Bring 60 people with. Bring
Vote.
60 people with you if you can. Bring your entire town to vote with you
Yeah,
if they haven't.
Tell
voted yet. That's all
everyone
you gotta do.
there's an election happening. We cannot lose this. All right. We will see you guys in the next stream, which is tomorrow night. Godspeed.